Well, we were really glad to be able to get our first road meet under our belt. Obviously, Beam is the greatest place for improvement, but we had some excellent individual moments. As a team, I would say we left a lot on the table in every event. And so, the ladies are using that to fire them up for this week and just stay on the attention to detail. That's what it's going to be about. We talked on Sunday that competition is our best friend, and it really, truly is the only way that we can learn and as a staff, help our ladies get better. So a huge shout out to Shania Adams. She was just named today as the Freshman of the Week for an excellent, strong, all-around performance in Missouri. And we're just feeling very blessed that we are healthy and that we are continuing to get to compete each week and just looking forward to every opportunity we're given. And so we will learn, get better, and move forward.
Alonza, this has been a year where, more so than years in the last couple of years, that we've seen a mixture of newcomers and veterans in the lineup. How has that made a difference for y'all's start?
I think especially this year, we've come in and we've all worked really hard and pushed each other in the lineups and everything. And even the freshmen, they're pushing our lineups. They're making us better. Even like as a vet, just to be a part of the lineups are huge. It's an earned spot. So I think in terms of depth, it's helped us a lot, and we're going to need it. If anything happens with COVID, we're ready.
Makarri, an All-American on the uneven bars last year, and you started off with 2 strong routines this year on the bars. Do you feel like you've picked up where you left off last year, or do you feel maybe you're even a little bit ahead of where you started last year?
I think especially with COVID, it's just been a little bit different with my training over the summer. But coming in, I just knew that we had to push harder than ever and just get to where I wanted to be, where I was last year, as soon as possible. And I think just having that mindset set me up for success in coming into this season at the beginning. And I think doing a good job, and everybody else is pushing us to be better, like Lon said. So, yeah, we're excited.
All right, with that, we're going to open it up for questions. Katie, welcome back to the beat. Do you want to start us off with the first question?
I would love to. I guess this can be for both the girls and Dana. Looking at the schedule from last year, the meet that was supposed to be when the world stopped was Elevate the Stage against Auburn. So I know there's a lot of new faces on this team, newcomers, but y'all are both on the team last year. Does this kind of feel like a full circle moment, or finally getting back into it, competing against Auburn this week, and then just kind of talk about how important this rivalry meet is against Auburn?
I think it definitely is like a full circle, and we even last year, like, we were so hungry to be able to compete with Auburn just like any of the other teams. And I think this week it's just important for us to focus on ourselves, and we've done the preparation and we're ready to compete.
I would add that the Iron Bowl of Gymnastics is always a fun competition, being that we have an all SEC schedule. It's not just about the team we're competing against in the SEC, which is always going to be competitive. It's competing against every team in the country every week, really. And so I think the focus is we are excited the students are back. We want them there. We want to feel their energy. The fans that are able to come, we want them to just scream and yell, because there's nothing better than an in-state rivalry. And, it's funny you brought up March 12th and when we were supposed to compete, Elevate the Stage, and it just kind of reminded me about it, honestly. We've been so ultra focused on what we need to do today that you really just kind of brought that to my memory,
Yep.
Okay, next up.
Yeah, this is a question for Alonza. Like Katie said, it's Alabama and Auburn. It's the Iron Bowl of Gymnastics, huge rivalry. What would this mean to you as a senior to be able to beat Auburn in your senior year?
Definitely, again, just focusing ourselves and what we need to do for this competition is what's most important. But again, having that rivalry is so awesome, and to be a part of this team and do what we do best, and that's what's going to make it the best part.
Katie?
I guess this can be for anyone, but last week Danny, you kind of already talked about the struggles on beam, but just also how important, though, is that for the team to face that adversity, and then Louisa close it out with a strong routine, and then how can you take that into this next meet and the rest of the season, facing adversity like that?
Adversity is a gift. We talk about it all the time, that you have to thank the bad turn because that is what's going to make you more present. It's going to make you more aware, and it's really how you can hone in and figure out what each individual athlete needs to do to be at their very best. Ultimately, our goal is to consistently hit routines under pressure. And you can create every environment you want to in the gym to try to create that pressure, but until you're actually in competition is when it gets really real. And I just speak to that we're going to continue to focus on being intentional with everything that we do. And we have a lot of confidence. We were asked last week, where's your biggest weakness? And I have to say that if everyone does what they're capable of doing, we won't have a weakness. We will be strong on all 4 events. And that's really what our goal is, to hit 24 for 24 and continue to work that mental toughness that's going to be needed to be at the top.
Thank you.
Mikey?
Yeah, going off of what you just said, you believe that everyone can hit 24 for 24. Everyone at least has that potential to do that. Do you believe that coming up against Auburn on Friday night, that you're going to have to do that? Because Auburn, of course, they're a pretty good team too. Do you think you'll have to pretty much play perfectly in order to get with a win there?
Our focus is truly about the best performance each individual athlete can have. Because if we do that, the results and the winning will take care of themselves. True excellence, which is what we're striving for, competitive excellence, is a matter of steps. And so I think that we just have to stay focused on what they need to do in the moment they're doing it and really not get caught up in the outcomes. That is a very dangerous place to be, and that's what we've really preached, and I think the ladies are doing a great job in focusing on what they can control today because we know we have today, and we don't know what tomorrow looks like, so that's the plan. And feel free to chime in if you want to.
Well, yeah, just bouncing off of that, we've always been taught to stay in our Bama bubble and to not let the outside noise determine what you do at the competition. And we recently learned that pressure is a privilege, and that really stuck with me because it really is, and I never really thought of it like that. So just going in there with the mindset that anything can happen, but as long as you do your job and stay in that bubble, then the outcome will do its thing.
Katie?
I just have one last question. Dana, you already kind of touched on Shania being the freshman of the week, but Alonza and Makarri, if y'all want to chime in, especially Makarri being from the same state and kind of you were just a freshman last year, just talk about how impactful it's been for her to step into the lineup right away in all 4 positions and compete all around right away as a freshman.
Yeah, just growing up with her and knowing her as an individual and probably knowing her better than she knows herself, I'm just super proud that she stepped up and did her job because, elite gymnastics is a lot different than college, and for her to adjust quick and especially coming in, not having a whole summer here to adjust, I'm proud of all the freshmen for how they stepped up. And, I'm very happy for her, and I know we all are, and she deserves it. So.
I was going to say, as a senior, I know how much it takes to be able to do that, and especially coming in as a freshman, not having a full summer into fall, that's huge for what she's doing right now, and we are all so proud of her and every single one of the freshmen too.
Dana, this is going to be the second meet in a row, or second home meet in a row, where you'll be on the SEC network or on the ESPN family of networks, starting out on ESPNU this week on an SEC network with Bart and Kathy, their primary team. What kind of advantage is it for the SEC to have the SEC network and to have folks like Bart, Connor, and Kathy Johnson-Clark calling the meets for you?
We are incredibly grateful that we are on television week after week. It creates relevance for our sport. And as women in athletics, being able to be on television and be role models to every single person that's watching, younger, older, these ladies work so hard. They are beasts. They are strong. They are elegant. They are beautiful. And there's just so many benefits. And so we just are, I guess the word would be grateful. We never take it for granted. We also know that we're very blessed to be able to showcase this beautiful sport and our enthusiasm and our love for it national television. So we're grateful to the SEC Nation and ESPN family that they allow us to do that. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that.